Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Main Event Interviews. My name is Main Event. I'm joined once again by my co host, Poetic Snake. Oh, we'll start that over here. Welcome, everybody. My name is Main Event. This is the Main Event Interview Show on MSP Waves Radio. My name is Main Event. You can find me on Steemit. And I'm joined once again by my co host, Poetic Snake. How are you doing, Poetic Snake?
Good evening, everybody, and good evening, Maine. How are you doing? I'm doing well.
I'm doing great. It is December 27th, so this will be our last radio show of 2017. It's been
Yes.
it's been quite a year, actually, and that's honestly just I'm just realizing that right now as we're opening the show that this is our last show of 2017. Uh,
Yes, absolutely.
so I guess we should start out by saying thank you to everybody out there who has always joined us for our radio show each and every week here on MSP Waves. It's a pleasure to be here with you. I started this show, I believe it was around July or August or so, something like that. And we've been doing the show every single week since then. And it's been a lot of fun. We've chatted with a lot of different members of the Steemit community, gotten to know them a little better, and that is what this show is all about. So we welcome you to the show. Again, this show airs every Wednesday night from 5 to 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or 10 to midnight UTC time on mspwaves.com. So you can check that out if you're interested in finding out more about the radio station and all the different shows that are all hosted by members of the Steemit community, which is really awesome. So if you're interested in something like that, certainly check them out again at mspwaves.com. And we welcome everybody to the show. We're going to check in with the audience chat room, which is on Discord chat. We use the Peace Abundance Liberty server, which is the home of the Minnow Support Project, which created this radio station. And we're going to chat in the MSP Waves audience room. So we're going to check in there right now and see who is here. I see Menno out there. Thank you so much to Menno, as always, helping us get live on the air. Hopefully everybody can hear us okay. I see Saipan. Welcome to Saipan. A few other people listening in the chat room, so welcome to all of you who are listening out there. Certainly join us in the chat and say hello.
Wave your hands.
So we're just getting going here. It's only about 3 minutes past the hour. Welcome again to the Main Event Interview Show on MSP Waves. What this show is all about is just chatting with different members of the Steemit community. And before we get started with our first guest, Snek, what's new with you? Have you been posting anything new on Steemit that you want to talk about?
Well, 2017 has been a hell of a ride here on Steemit, and I've been trying different kinds of blogging, vlogging, and trying to find what I want to call my main blog, but I still haven't found it. So I'm trying something new. I'm going to blog about finding happiness in the little things and see where that's going. And I hope that 2018 will be a good year for us all.
Well said, and I completely agree. 2017 has been amazing. Maybe near the end of the show, we can kind of do a big recap of our year if you want and talk about that a little bit. Because it's definitely been a busy year for me, and I know it has been for you as well. So,
Absolutely.
yeah, that would be great. Once again, welcome everybody. I see a few more people are joining the audience chat room, so that is great. Thank you for your joining us, all of you. It's now about 4 minutes past the hour. Let's bring on our first guest. Welcome a Nomad Soul onto the show from Steemit. Welcome, sir.
Hello, guys. Thank you for having me here. I'm pretty excited to have my first interview ever on Discord and within the Steemit community. Thanks.
Yeah, absolutely. We're glad to have you here. Whereabouts in the world are you this evening?
Well, today, for the past 3 weeks, I've been in Mexico City, which is where I was born.
Okay, awesome. So Mexico City. That's great to have
Did
you here.
we have someone from Mexico before?
I don't believe we have. So
No.
you're the very first. So that's awesome. Another country we can add to the list of many of people we've had on the show. So that's great. Thank you for joining us. Let me start out with asking you, how did you ever find out about Steemit, and what brought you to the platform?
Well, around April this year, which is already ending, on April, I was living in Playa del Carmen, which is southeast of Mexico. And there I met Lucifer. I don't know if you've heard about him.
The Steemit user, I'm assuming you're talking about, not the actual one.
Yeah, yeah, Lucifer, the guy who hosts open mic.
Yes, yeah, the Steam username. Yes, I've seen it. I haven't personally interacted with them yet, but that's so. Tell us more about that.
Yeah, so I was volunteering in a hostel 2 3 weeks, and he was staying there. He was living there, and he was this guy who was always inviting people to join Steemit. But you know how like third world country, so not a lot of people believe in crypto, actually trust internet movement. So to invite a lot of people, and I was one of those guys. I joined Steemit. I think it was April 28th. My first post was in the beginning of May. I won, but it was very like for me. It was the first time I heard about Steem, about Bitcoin, for time in my whole life. So I was a bit like I wouldn't believe it was real. I wanted to see it for myself.
Yeah, I completely agree. Sorry, the Discord was skipping a little bit. A couple of people messaged me. I don't know if our sound is okay. We should be okay. I could hear you all right. Your voice cut out a little teeny bit, but not a lot. I could hear you, so I'm hopefully everybody's hearing us okay. But no, that's cool that you found Steam in that way, and that So tell us now more about. So now you're on Steam You've been here for a little while. What are you doing on the platform now? Are you blogging? I mean, I know a little bit of what you do, but let the audience know what you're doing on Steam
Yeah, well, so when I first started, I had a world trip uh, coming soon. I was going to go traveling around Central America and South America starting in June. So my first weeks on Steemit, I blogged about how I was preparing to travel, a few low budget traveling. Then around, I believe it was June, around, I joined OCD, the Operation Curation Delegation by ACDO. And then for the past maybe 4 months, I've been just blogging about traveling, like low budget traveling and some building tips and blogging tips. But that's it. I don't have a lot of subjects I've been blogging about.
So yeah, I know I've seen you in the OCD group because I also curate with them, and so wouldn't you say that that was a pretty impactful moment in your Steemit career? I know it was for me joining OCD.
So for me, it was how can I put this? I had like 300 followers, and within the first month of being in OCD, these followers went up to maybe 800, 900, because you interact so much with the platform. People get to know you. You get to nominate a lot of new users. Like being a curation project, it's one of the best ways to help people and to actually start getting some visibility for yourself. So yeah, I would say joining OCD was one of the best moments I've had on Steemit so far.
Yeah, and I'm sure a lot of people in the audience have probably heard of OCD before, but you can find out more about it at OCD, just the three letters, on Steemit, and it is our the group we curate with, and that's Operation Curation Delegation. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. We all go out every day, and we look for undervalued gems, as we like to call them. And it's mostly newer users that get curated, people with posts that may not have gotten a lot of views and not a lot of rewards. So we try to put a little bit of a spotlight on those users, and it's a lot of fun to do that all the time because, like you said, you're out there every day, you're interacting with the community, and not only is it fun, but it can help your blog. So if you're somebody out there who's interested in being like a curator, you don't have to necessarily be part of a group. You could just do it on your own. And that's one thing I try to tell people, that is, you don't have to necessarily be a content creator all the time on Steemit. You can go out and be an active curator as well. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's a lot of, might call them independent curators who are finding a lot of great content, maybe just resteaming them, voting a high percentage. Even if you don't have a lot of Steam power, you can still do a lot for a post. Let's say you have 1,000 followers. If you find a hidden gem, like maybe with a 50-cent payout, then you resteam it and maybe you just share it in a few groups. The post might go to $10, $15. So you have to be part of a curation group to actually be curating. I think it should be something we should be doing more. Like, the more people it, I think it will help the platform to keep growing and to keep helping underrated art authors.
Yeah, I completely agree. Sneck, do you want to talk about your thoughts on curating and things like that at all?
I think curating is one of the most important aspects when you create an account here. It's something that you should take time to do. Um, and I wonder, what do you guys look for when you go curating? What makes a post for you stand out?
Do you want to answer that, Nomad?
Well, be honest, I don't I don't browse the science tags or the art tags because that's not something I know about. So the first thing I do is to browse the tags I'm familiar with or that I know what content might not be abusing or plagiarism, because that's the first thing I check, that the post is OC, like original content, because that's what we want on Steemit. We don't want someone uh, recycling older posts from their personal blog from 2014. I mean, that's okay. Everyone can do it. I'm not gonna judge you if you do it. I just try to encourage people to original content. It's not so hard to write a new blog post about maybe an old experience. Try to be original. That's my first only original content for Steemit. Like, sometimes the photographies that you use on your blog posts might not be yours. That's okay. I don't mind if they are not yours, site sources.
Oh,
But that's,
absolutely.
yeah, yeah. Tell me.
Absolutely. I was talking with a user earlier, actually, and it's a newer user, and they said, oh, check out my blog or whatever. So I did, and they were writing a lot of poems, but they were always using like a picture from. They said it was from Pixabay and stuff, and it's like, well, okay, but I don't see. You got to make sure you link those and things, and so I agree. If you're going to source images, of course, you need to source your sites and things. Like I personally don't do that because I don't want to have to go through the hassle of doing all of that. I just use my own original pictures. But I know not everybody wants to do that. So, but I just wanted to, echo that thought you had right there about images, that yeah, if you're out there creating blogs on Steemit, you need to cite your sources and things. You can't use things that aren't yours and not give people credit. I mean, I that's just the way it is.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So,
Yeah, and I mean, not everyone can be a photographer. Not everyone can be a video
right.
editor. It's okay if you like to write poems or to write stories. It's okay if you use images from the web. Just where honor is due. Just cite the sources.
Yeah, we're not advocating people go take images or nothing like that. You have to do what you're supposed to do. You have to pay copyrights. You have to do things you're supposed to do if that's necessary. And that's just the world we live in, unfortunately. That's just the way it is. Those are the rules, and yeah, always cite your sources and do what you're supposed to do. But yeah,
I
no,
mean, it's not about doing the best content. It is just about putting effort. Like for example, sometimes I stumble upon good content, maybe not the best format, not the best pictures, but if it's a 35 reputation user and it's the third post, I'm still gonna curate it because you can't have the same standard for everyone. If a user has been here for 3 months compared to a user that has been on Steemit for 3 days, you cannot have the same standards. I mean, you have to encourage people at their level.
yeah, absolutely. I completely agree. That's where groups like this, the Minnow Support Project that we're in right now with this radio show, that's a great group for people out there in the community. If you haven't found it yet, for newer users, because we treat those newer users, we try to help them, and we don't. We're not going to say, "Oh, you don't know what you're doing," haha. We're not going to troll somebody. We're going to help somebody, and you got to do that on Steemit with their blogs as well. If they're brand new, like you said, you can't really expect them to know the ins and outs of the platform, but it's great to try to help them by giving them some thoughts if you can help them a little bit with their blog in a comment or something like that, or in the Discord chat or something, maybe a private message, and just say, hey, you could do such and such, and that might help you out. Not in a rude way, obviously. Constructive criticism is always nice. But yeah, that's what's the beauty of Steemit, is that you can do those types of things, and it seems like the community wants to, for the most part. They try to help people for the most part that I can see. I mean, of course, you're going to have people that don't want to do that, but it seems to be a much smaller number, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely, and I think that a friendly hand goes a long way here on Steemit as well.
Right? Yeah, I mean, I've seen a lot of new users getting comments by Tita, getting comments from Steam cleaners. Uh, I I even run the Steam cleaner version for the Spanish community, and I've heard a lot of comments about, "Hey, I'm new here and I'm already being bombed by all these bots about I'm committing abuse, I'm committing plagiarism, and I don't even know what to do or what I'm doing wrong." I mean, I don't think people should jump without knowing the basic rules. But I'm also aware that people just hear about this platform or someone tells them about this platform and they just want to join in. Are going to need guidance, and this is why we are here for.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's nice to see that some users do take it upon themselves to go out into the community and try to help the new users. But like you said, a lot of people may join and they just don't know right out of the gate what they're even supposed to do on Steemit. Who knows how they heard about it, or where what they heard. So it would be kind of nice if when people joined the platform, if they had to kind of watch like a little video or something that just talks about the kind of the community culture of Steemit and what it is. Um, just to kind of give a general idea. Of course, people can, and really, they can post what they want as long as it's legal and all that kind of stuff. But as far as the culture of the platform, it's hard to say what it is because it's evolving, right? And things like that. But it would be nice if the newer users could get some kind of a heads up as to how things work around here.
Exactly. At some point, maybe when I was a newbie, I was maybe 2 weeks old on Steemit, and I met one guy in the Spanish-speaking community where he had a project, and it was about translating the not the white paper, the frequent asked questions. So it was like a 50-page memo, and maybe 3 or 4 of us started to translate it, but now a lot of that is obsolete. So it's like you said, the platform is growing and changing constantly, so you cannot have something that will help people 3 months from now. You have to constantly update it.
Exactly, and time will tell. We're going to go into 2018 now. I mean, I joined Steam in May of this year, so I haven't even been on the platform a full year yet. But it seems like more than a year. Man, it's been a long year. I don't know about you, but being on Steam, it definitely made the year go by somewhat slower, not faster for me. I don't know why that is, but it seems to be.
Oh, I feel like I've been here for years, and I've been here for 7 months. So
Exactly.
yeah, I totally get what you're saying.
It's
I feel like I've been here for like a year and a half already. Yeah,
And how long have you been here, Snag?
a year and a half. Yeah.
Yeah, and Rondon's using a new bot command we have in Discord where you can actually see people's Steemit profile, which is kind of cool. He's
Oh,
using
that
that
looks
in the
nice.
MSP Waves chat room. While we have a quick moment, I forgot to do this at the beginning of the show, so we'll just do it right now. Of course, MSP Waves and its owners take no responsibility for the opinions or statements made by this show or the host or my guests. Statements and show topics are not necessarily the beliefs of the radio station, and the material on this show is provided for educational and informational purposes only. We, of course, are not financial experts. Always do your own research, and this is for entertainment purposes only. So again, we were visiting with a Nomad Soul. He's got his name Eric on there, so we're happy to have him on the show, joining us from Mexico. Happy to have you here, sir. Let's
Inviting me. It's been a 20 minutes.
absolutely, yeah. It goes by quick, doesn't it?
Yeah.
We'll kind of turn the microphone over to you for a minute if you want. We'll say, do you have any projects you're working on, or just things you want to mention out there to the audience? The primary audience for this show is people in the Minnow Support Project, but it does go out to the general Steemit community and on YouTube and things. Are there any things that you're working on, or groups you want to mention, or just anything really? Shout outs. Just while you have an opportunity to be here on the show today, is there anything you'd like to talk about?
Yeah, thanks. Okay, to begin with, I'm very, very sick. So if my voice doesn't sound very good, just tell me.
You sound
Um,
great.
what I'm doing right now, well, seeing on OCD because OCD got me where I am right now, mainly in the English speaking community, but I'm also part of the Lince project, that it's Lince on Steemit. It's a project that was born maybe 3 4 months ago that focuses on dealing with abuse and plagiarism. We have a team. I'm running the project. Uh, it's about not educating. It's about let me find the word. Like guiding the new users in the Spanish speaking community, uh, so they don't commit abuse and plagiarism. So far we've had a lot of good a great response. We've had some people who are complaining, but that's just how it is. Some people are gonna be um, happy. Some people are gonna be angry at other people's work, but that's just how it is. I get it. Um, Recently, I was very, very lucky to go to the Steam Fest 2 in Lisbon. 8 people. I had the luck of getting a delegation from Block Trades. Now I'm using that voting power I got delegated to do some contests. These contests are about encouraging people to use the platform and to get the most out of the platform. Because, we have Steemit.com, but we have around maybe more than 50 different tools like BC, like Utopian, like DTube, around the Steem coin. So these contests are about encouraging people to use them, to learn how to do good posts, to learn to cite sources, to learn to upload videos to DTube. And the first one gave out 100 SVDs, which at that point were more than $1,000 in prices. The second one, which just ended yesterday, 150 Steem, which is also $1,000 at the current price. Well, a little less than $1,000, but yeah. Which is gonna start on January 1st. It's still a surprise, but I'm guessing we're gonna have a lot of people joining. I hope response from the community, because it's gonna be focusing 100% on making Steemit role model users, like people who are really committed to the platform and to the healthy growth of the platform. So yeah, that's pretty much what I've been doing the past months. Yep.
No, that's great. I think it's awesome that you're, doing curation and that you're creating things that are going to hopefully help the Steem blockchain and the Steemit site, right? You're hoping that these users learn something, that they get something out of it that will actually help them and help everybody really in the long run.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the last contest was about uploading a DTube video. So we already know that DTube is voting heavily on posts that are posted via the DTube application. So, but not a lot of people knows about it, and not a lot of people knows that they have a million Steam power delegated. So they don't use it. They don't even know how to use it. Hell, I wasn't even using it few weeks ago. So I said, okay, how about we make a contest where people can learn how to use DTube, where people jump from blogging to vlogging, and then perhaps winning a prize in the process. So it was a win-win-win. That's just an idea, and we got more than 60 people who didn't even know, or well, maybe they did know, but hadn't used DTube before. 60 people using DTube for the first time. So it was amazing. And maybe 40% of the people who uploaded their entries got a big vote from DTube. So the average payout from the entries was about $30. And this is coming minnows who are 30 rep, maybe 40 rep. So it was great. I think it was one of the best things I've been part of. Had almost 180 entries. I was expecting like 30, 40 entries. So it was a big surprise when I woke up and it was entries. So yeah, I really, really hope that in January 300 minnows joining the contest, because it's gonna be out um, like I'm gonna try to show people how to be an exemplary Steemian. Even if I don't even know what that is, I have maybe an idea. So yeah.
Exactly. And of course, everybody's going to have a different opinion about that. I completely can understand that. But the idea, I think, is just for people to, like you were saying, post original content, cite your sources, do these types of things, and everybody will benefit from it. And it is cool to see sites like DTube and DLive and all these other sites being created. In my opinion, of course, everything you hear on this show is just our opinion. But I think it's really cool. I just actually did my first DTube video the other day. I had never done it. I just went out in the snowstorm and filmed a video and put it on DTube, and it worked for me. It was a little bit of a learning experience. I had to do a few things as I was going. Like I didn't understand the whole like creating a snapshot thing and all that. But I eventually figured it all out and did get a video on DTube. So that was a first for me, and that was just within the last few days. So yeah, that's cool that you guys are trying to get people out into the blockchain utilizing these different things, because from what everybody's telling me that talks to me about Steemit and everything is that it's, of course, the Steemit website is one thing, but it's the Steem blockchain, and that blockchain can be used for lots of different things, and that's going to be really interesting to see how it gets used. And it's cool to see these different projects being created, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, DTube is it's new. Steemit is still new. We're still on beta version, so anything we do on the platform is just testing. I mean, you don't have to upload a professional video on DTube. You just have to, I mean, take seconds of you doing some live curation, or take a minute of your dogs playing and experiment with DTube, experiment with DLive, experiment with all the tools we have. This is just a test. We are not even mass adoption stage. So don't be afraid to test new apps, test tools, to make mistakes. I just say experiment around, right?
Yeah, I think experimenting is a good thing. You learn from your mistakes as well. Just push those buttons, see what happens.
Absolutely. Again, everybody, we're visiting with a Nomad Soul. He's on Steemit. That's his Steemit profile, at Nomad Soul, or Eric. And we're grateful to have him on the show here with us. And let's say hello in the audience chat room. Anybody that's out there listening, if you are in the MSP Waves audience chat room, certainly say hello. I see a bunch of people chatting in there. Snet, can you see the audience? Do you want to mention some of the names that you see out there?
I'm going to say the easiest name first. I see Menno, and I see the Cardosa 25. Hello, and Kofpedo. I see Sir Lunch, the host, and Jack Johannes. Hello, everybody. Thank you for being with us.
All right, and we've been visiting with a Nomad Soul, and you can find him on Steemit. We shared his blog profile in the audience chat room. Eric, are there any final things you want to mention on the show before we say goodbye? We don't want to have to keep you too long. I know you're probably a busy man. But are there any other just things you want to mention, or any users you want to give a shout out to, or just any kind of, parting words for the audience out there?
Yeah, well, first of all, I want to thank you, man, because this is pretty much the first time I've been doing this. I mean, I know it's weird. I've been here for a long time on Steemit. I've been for 7 months, and it's the first time I go live in a radio show. Thanks for inviting me, man. I don't really know how shoutouts work, but make sure to TD account. That's the Operation Curation Delegation account. We are curating on a lot of underrated authors, low payout posts, which deserve a lot. Feel free to front run the posts from the votes from the big accounts. That's a good way to put your grain into curating if you feel like curating by your own stuff. Also, yeah, too. World map. It started maybe 2 months ago, and then it took a very big leap. Uh, our main guy, Martivis, won the hackathon regarding the Steemit World Map website. Make sure if you are blogging about travel to use the Steemit World Map. Just check out the account on steemit.com as it is, at Steemit World Map. What else? Well, if you want to join my contest, I'm gonna make the announcement tomorrow. It's gonna be all about engaging, commenting, posting. Have a very big prize. It's gonna involve some delegations and some sandbox memberships. If you don't know about sandbox, on steemit.com, SNDBOX. It's a project incubator, among other things. So the contest is gonna reward everyone who, there's not gonna be winners. There's just gonna be people who fulfill all the requirements of the contest. So if 5 or 100 people fulfill the requirements, we're gonna reward them, all of them. I think that's about it.
All right, well, that's great. Well, we're happy to have you on the show. Again, it's at a Nomad Soul on Steemit, so you can find him on there. And we appreciate him joining us today from Mexico. Thank you so much, Eric, for joining us on the show.
Thank you, Maine. Thank you, Snake.
Snake, do you want to say your goodbyes?
Yeah, I want to say thank you for joining us. It was a wonderful pleasure to finally meet you.
All right, Eric.
Okay, so
have yourself a great evening, and yes, thank you. If you want to disconnect, you can if you want. If you want to continue listening to the show, certainly jump right over into the audience room. There's an MSP Waves radio room here in Peace, Abundance, Liberty, and you can certainly jump right in there and continue listening to the show. Thank you so much, Eric, for joining us today. Have a good one.
Thank you very much, guys.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, everybody. So that was our interview with a Nomad Soul. What'd you think of that, Snack?
I loved it.
It's great to have Eric on the show, joining us from Mexico today. So yes, that was the first person who has joined us from that country so far on the show. I need to go back through and make a list of all the countries that people have joined me from on the show, because I know I've been to at least probably a dozen now with this show, not physically, but
no.
with their voices and things. So we've gone over to Europe, I know. So now we've gone to all 3 countries here in North America. I think we had at least one person from South America once too. So no, it's pretty fascinating that Steemit and the Steem Block Chain and this radio show, MSP Waves, Minnow Support Project, all of these things connect us in such a way that we can all interact from all over the world.
Yeah, it feels like a little miracle.
I mean, of course, other websites have existed for a long time and other social media and things like that, but I don't know. People are much more friendly here, I feel like, and that's, of course, just our opinion. But I don't know. Like, doesn't it seem that way to you for the most part?
It does, yes. It's so different from all the other social platforms I have been in my past. This is so open, friendly, and welcoming.
I agree. All right, and once again, of course, the disclaimer, MSP Waves and its owners take no responsibility for the opinions or statements made by me, the host, or my guests. Statements and show topics are not necessarily the beliefs of the radio station, and the material you hear on this show is provided for educational and informational purposes only, entertainment purposes only. This is all strictly just for fun. This is just us having a good time here. Strictly our opinions. Do your own research.
Yes, do your own research.
Just have to say it. I'm sorry. It's about 40 minutes past the hour, just about here, and you're listening to the Main Event Interviews show on MSP Waves Radio, which is part of the Minnow Support Project. Find more about that on mspwaves.com. And let's see, we're going to bring our next guest on the show.
Who's that going to be?
Let's see here. All right.
Hey, yo, put
Welcome.
the dead body over there. I'm about to get up.
Oh.
Oh, oh, hey guys, what's up? Hey,
Hey.
Good evening, sir. Lunch the host.
great evening. How are you guys doing? I was just in the middle of dinner.
Doing great, man. What's going on tonight?
There's no dead bodies around, if anyone was asking.
Well, I certainly hope not.
What's up, everyone? Thank you for having me today. I'm so excited. I'm so stoked.
So,
That was all in one breath. How are you guys doing tonight?
doing great. Snack, do you want to answer that?
I'm doing great as well. And, sir, you should just make sure you always have a freezer at hand.
Of course, a freezer or a tub of acid for those times that I need to take out the trash but don't want to leave the house. Of course, we're only
Absolutely.
talking about trash here.
Yes.
So, I was actually thinking main event. Can I interview you for like 5 minutes?
Probably, maybe not.
Aw.
You can
I
for a
just want to
minute.
ask you. I want to ask this one question.
Sure.
What gave you the inspiration to have such a wonderful show?
The inspiration. Well, I wanted to give the other Steemians a place that they could come on the radio and just talk. At the time, not many people were doing, shows and things like that. I was here right around when MSP Waves first started, and I was one of the first few shows. And so at the time, there really wasn't many, interview shows or anything like that on the station. So I wanted to just create something that the Steemians could come on the show and just talk about their experience with joining the platform, what they're blogging about, things like that. And that's basically what this show has maintained since I started it. For the most part, I mean, we talk about other things while we're chatting here, but for the most part, I try to treat every guest the same. Talk about where they're from in the world, what they're working on for projects on the blockchain, things like that, and just give a place for everybody to kind of interact and chat and things like that with, of course, the PAL network and Minnow support and the radio station itself. And that's kind of the idea of this show, and that's what I wanted to do.
Well, you're awesome, and I thank you for having this platform for people like myself and others to come and talk. I am ready to be interrogated.
All right. Well, where are you this evening? I know you've been out traveling and you're doing travel vlogs, right? Are you still doing that?
Of course, I am still doing that, and currently I am in California, the Sunshine State.
All right. And so what brought you there? Was it a particular reason that brought you there?
I'm meeting a couple Steamians and just enjoying the sunshine because it's so beautiful here. I don't know if anyone has visited California, but it gets so nice. A little hot, but it's so nice. So I'm enjoying the palm trees and I'm doing a little bit of vlogging, but I'm actually going to be traveling to New York soon and that whole East Coast to maybe meet Sir Cork and Rondon.
Nice. That's cool. It's a good thing you didn't visit here yet because it's like 20 below zero here right now. So I think you should probably. California was a good pick.
Well, I do love the cold and I do love snow. I don't see snow that often, so I am digging cold weather and snow. I don't like hot that much because I don't like sweating.
So, how many places do you think you're planning to go in your travel vlog experience? Do you have a certain time frame you're working with, or is it kind of wide open? It could go as long as it wants to.
Well, it's going to be 90 days, and I'm trying to get to at least 10 states and meet at least 25 Steamians during the whole travel. So, yeah, I have it all planned out and mapped out. So, it should be fun. And because last time I did this, I met 12 Steamians and I traveled to, I think it was 5 states. So, yeah, it was pretty cool. So, now I'm trying to up it a little bit more, double the numbers, and have some fun. And whoa, Minnow, aka Sir Dinner. What? We're like family now, bro.
I just noticed that as well in the chat.
Are you going to travel outside the States as well?
Yes, I am. After the 3 months, because this 3 months is just in the States. And then after this 3 months, I'm going to take a 3 week to month vacation. And then it's over the ocean for this guy. Because I have a lot of people that I know in the EU. So it's going to be fun.
Do you want to tell us some of the places you'd like to? Where would you like to go because of Steemit? Where would you like Steemit to take you eventually?
Well, I want to go to Paris first, and then I want to go to Tokyo, and then I want to go to Germany, and then I want to go to England. Yes. And then I want to go Australia, and then I want to go to some more places in the EU or United Kingdom that I just don't know about right now. But those are the main places. Oh, and I want to go to Russia. They have really good ice sculptures there, and I want to go to Antarctica for just shits and giggles. And then let's see. Oh, I want to go to Poland. There's a lot of places that I want to go to. Belgium, yes, and Amsterdam. But the main places that I know that I'm going for sure are going to be Tokyo, Paris, and Germany. Those are the three I know for sure.
Go ahead, Snack.
Oh, I just wanted to say that Germany is a very lovely country to travel.
It's going to be so awesome. So awesome. I'm going to meet a lot of German people and we're going to have a lot of beers and bratwurst. I think that's what they have over there.
Yeah, the bratwurst.
Oh, what pensive? You guys got dragons and sheep? Yo, I'm totally over there. I'm going to be a dragon rider.
Yeah, he was asking if you wanted to go to Wales.
Definitely going to Wales.
Find some whales in Wales. Are there any whales in Wales?
But yeah,
So
that's pretty much the gist of me traveling and stuff like that.
that's pretty awesome, though, that you're doing that. I mean, some people will go their entire life never having an experience like that. So that's a pretty unique thing that you're getting to do, and it's cool that you're going to do vlogs about it and things like that. Do you want to talk about the vlogging in general, like the things that why you think vlogging and that type of content is good for Steemit, that type of thing?
Vlogging, well, oh, I'm going to tell you guys a secret. And this is a secret that I'm going to share here first on Main Events and Snecky's show. Vlogging is dying. Now, what I mean by that is that everyone is vlogging. So I think the next thing that's going to hit is influencing. So vloggers who know a lot about crypto and become sources of information for people to go to for crypto. And if vlogging plus being an influencer is going to be the next wave. So that's kind of what I'm jumping on. So during my vlogging travels, I'm also going to be learning a lot more about crypto. I'm going to be learning a lot more about other projects and stuff like that and bringing that type of information via the vlogs and stuff like that. But vlogging now is just kind of like, in my opinion, it's just a stepping stone going into the right direction. And the right direction ultimately that I think all vloggers want to just land in is becoming influencers. Um, and yeah, just and having fun that way because I think there's such an influx of vloggers that it's no longer special and we're just seeing a bunch of people showcase their lives so much in the sense that now it's not entertaining, it's just like the normal thing that people do, you know.
Yeah, and that's an interesting perspective, especially from someone like you that I know that does a lot of vlogging. So it's interesting to hear you say that. So yeah, and I could sort of see that. I mean, I do see a lot more people doing vlogs and things. Um, it's interesting because it's different than just writing a post on Steemit. It's much different to actually go out there and do a video and film yourself and things like that. And it's a different mindset completely. And I don't know. It's interesting to see more people doing it. But like you said, it may or may not be diluting the value of vlogging, like you're saying. I don't know. Uh, so it's interesting to hear you say that. But of course, you're sticking with it for now, and so you're hoping to maybe become one of those influencers, right?
Well, I've kind of shied away from what is it? What's the word I'm looking for? Typical vlogging, I guess. Like I used to do a lot of typical vlogging, which would just be showcasing my day to day or whatever I do. But now my vlogs are leaning more towards entertainment vlogs, which is not a lot of things that people do, but I want to be entertaining. So I just did something called a video singing vlog, where I just started the mic, got in front of my green screen, and just started singing off the top of my head and just doing different things like that. So I am completely still in the vlogging scene, but I'm also doing things to change up vlogging. So I mean, there's not a lot of people out there that when you pop open their vlog, they're singing terribly or they're just doing different things. It usually just starts off with, "Hey, this is me," you know. So I'm definitely trying to change how vlogging is done and what people put into their vlogs. That way, they become more entertaining and things like that.
Absolutely, I completely agree. It's cool to see people doing different things with their vlog. Like, of course, Sneck has her Sneck vlog, which is different. That's something totally different than anybody else would be doing. So, uh, I like that you guys are both coming up with kind of different, unique things to do, but with vlogging. So, it's pretty cool.
And there's that post with my Steemit vlog, sing song vlog.
Yes,
Did great. Hit song. I just released the lyrics. Love you guys for supporting.
I saw that was top trending for a while on Steam at Sir Lunch.
Oh yeah, that was an awesome feeling. It was number one on Christmas Day for about 8 hours, so that was pretty awesome. I stepped back and I relished in that moment for a while.
Yep, it's
And
With a
good.
big smile on your face.
yeah, because like, and it wasn't the fact that I was on trending, as much as it was the fact that I was like, yo, anyone who sings terribly, just take a shot at singing. And even if you sing terribly, you might still get paid for it because my singing was pretty bad, but it was bad enough to where people enjoyed it. So, hey, get out there and start that singing career.
And how do you ever feel like vlogging about something and then you got that little voice in your head saying, I should not do that, but you just do it?
All the time. That's probably like 90% of my vlogs. It's just, hey man, don't do it. And I usually end up doing it just because I know. That's the thing about vlogging, right? If you have a feeling that says don't do it, you should do it, and that's probably going to be some gold right there. That's how I felt about this video. I took one take, no editing. I was just like, all right, I'm going to just do this. And like as I was rendering, I was like, man, don't do it. Don't you do this. Don't do it to yourself. And I was like, you know what? The fact that I have this feeling about it means that it's going to be one of the best things ever.
Yeah, that's the same thing for me as well. When I get this feeling like, oh my God, I'm going to make such a big fool out of myself, I'm going to do it.
Just got to go for it all the way, 100%.
Absolutely.
See, that's why I usually used to just hide behind the radio. See, then I could just do the voice. Then I could just do the voice thing because that was easier for me anyway. But I've dabbled in
Well, I love the
vlogging a little
radio.
bit
I
now.
started on the radio.
Say that again. Sorry.
No, I said I love the radio. That's where I started off doing podcasts. Not a lot of people knew that, but before I was a vlogger, I was a podcaster.
What did you do podcasts about? You want to talk about that?
So I was a part of the Votu podcast that's currently being ran by Beans. But basically, we just talked about everything on the chain, made some jokes, interviewed witnesses, and just a bunch of stuff like that for a long time. Get people to know the community and just had a good time with it.
That's awesome. And do you remember why you switched to vlogging? Was there a certain reason or something that inspired you to switch to vlogging, or could you just see it kind of progressing in that direction, kind of like you were talking about earlier, where you see it now going in a new direction?
But one day I woke up and I got on Steemit and I saw Craig Grant and Trayvon JB had made a post and it made some money. And I said to myself, well, lunch, if all the black people are doing it, you should do it too. And then I actually made a vlog making fun of those two about, how if Craig Grant does something, Trayvon JB immediately follows after. So I was like, I made a vlog about how if one black person makes something cool, every other black person thinks it's cool. And some people found humor in that. And then I did a couple more. And then before I knew it, I was a full-fledged vlogger.
Well, it's always interesting to hear how everybody starts out doing all the things they're doing on Steemit. And, I hadn't really done any vlogging, but I saw your posts and you were starting up a vloggers guild, a group of people who were going to do vlogging. And that kind of inspired me to finally do a vlog and start doing some live streams and things like that. So, I want to say thank you to you for getting me to kind of come out of my shell a little bit too.
Of course, and shout out to the Vloggers Guild. I just got some funding for the Vloggers Guild lockdown. So we're going to be doing a lot of cool stuff in 2018. It's going to be so much fun. And if you're thinking about vlogging, you should definitely join having to be more active in there. Just had to do a couple things. But yeah, if you're a vlogger, pre-vlogger, want to vlog, or an editor, jump in there. It'll be fun.
And let me see if I can get the link for the Discord here. I think I can get that. Yep. And if people want to check that out, if they're into vlogging, I'll post that in the audience chat room here. And you can certainly check it out.
Thank you.
Well, we're getting close to the top of the hour here, another 5 minutes or so. We're visiting right now with Sir Lunch, the host, and thank you so much to him for joining us. Earlier, we had a Nomad Soul on the show, and if for some reason you missed any of the show, you can certainly catch the full version on my Steemit profile. It's at main event, all one word. It's just spelled with a number 1 in there instead of the I. And this show does air every Wednesday night, 5 to 7 p.m. Eastern Time, or 10 to midnight on mspwaves.com. Yes, Poetic Snake just shared your Steemit profile. You can find him at Sir Lunch the Host on Steemit.
Thank you, Snakey, for that plug. I appreciate you guys.
You are most welcome.
So, Sir
No,
Lunch,
sorry. I want to shout out real quick to. Sorry, I didn't mean to
go
cut you
ahead,
off. Shout
go
out
ahead.
to Cubby, aka Custer. Shout out to Crimson. Shout out to Jane. Shout out to Global Cop. Who else am I missing? Come on. Rondon, of course. Oh, Saipan. I'm stoked for your show. Hi, Shadows Pub. Hello, Pensif. Awesome people. I love you guys and everyone else in the room. You guys are so awesome. Oh, there's Minnow. There's that guy. See, I did that to you, Minnow. I just said that guy.
He had to throw out the nugget emoji.
Negrotica. That's the best thing ever.
Oh, that's great. Again, you are listening to the Main Event Interview Show on MSP Waves, and we're visiting with Sir Lunch, the host, and thank you for giving those shout-outs to everybody out in the audience. We appreciate you all listening out there. If you're listening, there's a few different ways to listen to the show, but you should certainly come over into Discord and chat with us in the MSP Waves audience chat room. It's, of course, in the Peace, Abundance, Liberty server, home of the Minnow Support Project. And you can chat with us there as the show is live. And, of course, if you're listening to the recording of this after the fact, well, you should have tuned in live.
And I love Shadows Pub.
Pimp Your Post Thursdays. Got the right in the username now. The PYPT host, which is a great curation project. You can go in there and share your blog post every Thursday. And I believe she does that twice a day now, which is cool.
Yes, in the morning and in the evenings.
Such a great place to be, man. I'm telling you. You get a lot of good information there, and you probably are going to see some posts that you haven't seen before. So definitely check that out. And since I did all my shouts outs before the end, I guess I don't have any Oh, shout out Sir Cork. Shout out the Side Mystic. And shout out Main Event and Snecky, of course. Love you guys.
We appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Do you have
Thank
any
you.
other things you want to talk about while you're here, Sir Lunch, the host, or any other things you got planned, or just any other things you want to talk about while you're here?
I am currently working on the foundation for MSP Waves Records. Oh my God. Yes, MSP Waves should have a record label up and running if I can get the white paper to aggro in time. So yeah, be on the lookout for that. I know there's going to be talks and discussions and a lot of input from the community. So just stay tuned and we'll see how that all pans out.
Yeah, that'll be really cool to see. I've listened to some of the tracks that you've been posting, and I really enjoyed those as well. So if people are wanting to hear some music that's been created by a Steemit user, you can certainly find that on Sir Lunch's blog. It's at Sir Lunch the host on Steemit. And I really enjoyed some of the songs. They were really good. So looking forward to see what you guys come up with. What you guys end up creating.
It should be awesome. A shout out to Saipan, aka Rodeo670. He's going to be like my right hand man when it comes to the record label. And shout out to Saipan. We got you your Xbox, bro. So he's going to be a part of the Steam Stream live streaming team. It's going to be awesome. And yeah, making dreams come true, baby. So Lunch the host.
Do you want to talk about that at all? Because I got an Xbox too. What are you guys doing over there?
All right, so basically, me and another Steemit by the name of Bam Bam 808, we started live streaming Fortnite, and Saipan would like tune in every night. So then we decided, hey, since we're making money off these posts, we should, put some towards getting Saipan an Xbox. And we've been growing the stream team. I think there's what, 5 or 6 of us now, and every day for about 3 to 4 hours. We get together, we make posts, and we live stream us playing Fortnite or several other games. So it's pretty fun. We're just super stoked to get Saipan in on there and main event. If you want to join us, man, you should, because like I said, it's Fortnite. Right now, we're doing Players Underground Unknown, and we're gonna pick up a couple other games. And yeah, just live streaming the stream team, whatever. Yeah, plug. Love you guys. You should join us main event.
I'll certainly look into it. I've never done live stream gaming or anything, so I'm not sure how that works, but I'll certainly have to learn and try to look into that a little bit. But yeah, no, that's cool that you guys are doing that. And Saipan's out in the audience, and remember, everybody, his show will air immediately following this one on MSP Waves Radio. And so if you're into EDM dance music, you can certainly check out his show, which will air next. All right, Sir Lunch. If you want to hang out longer, you can, or if you got to get going, that's certainly understandable. But we really appreciate you joining us tonight on the show.
Thank you for having me. I'm gonna jump in the audience and I'm gonna make some coffee, and I'll be right back because I got to get ready for Saipan show.
All right, man. Well, thank you so much. Snack, you want to say your goodbyes?
Yes, thank you for being with us again, Sir Lunch Toast, and I am looking forward to everything you're going to do in the future in 2018.
Thank you, and thank you for having me. Talk to you guys soon.
See ya. All right, everybody. So that was our chat with Sir Lunch, the host. Happy to have him on the show once again. And once again, if anybody's just joining us, if this is the first time you've ever listened to the show, or even if you're a returning listener, you can be a guest on the show sometime. Just send me a message, main event on Steemit. You can send it either in a comment on the show post, you can message me on Discord, or through steemit.chat. Any of those possibilities. If you'd like to be on the show, we certainly welcome you to be here. So that was great to have him on the show. We had a Nomad Soul on the show at the beginning of the hour, and we're now just past the top of the hour here. So it's 6:02 roughly here on the east coast of the U.S. It should be
midnight here.
Yeah, it should be about 11:02 UTC time. And you are listening to the Main Event Interview Show on MSP Waves Radio. And you can find out more about the MSP Waves radio station and all of the radio shows on mspwaves.com. You can also find it on Steemit. It's MSP-Waves. So that's a lot of new radio shows are coming from the sounds of it. Sounds like we've got some new DJs coming in and things like that. And there's certainly a lot of existing shows that you can check out, and there's live shows every day. So check out the schedule, find out when people are on, and find a show that may interest you. They're not all talk shows. Some of them are music related. Some of them are interview type shows, kind of like this one, and things like that. And so there's something for everybody, really. There's a wide variety of topics on there. So check it out at mspwaves.com. Poetic Snake, how are you doing?
I am doing quite well. What about yourself?
I'm running out of water here, so I might have to run and grab some really quick before we get our next guest on here. And just kind of see who's in the audience right now if you want, and this will only take me just a moment. So let's see what country everybody is in the audience. We'll give a chance for everybody to do that, because I'm always curious where the listeners are from. So if you're out there listening right now, go ahead and post your country in the chat room. Preferably type it out. The flags are fine, but if you could type it out, that would be great, just because I don't know them all. Let us know, and if Snack, you want to mention some of those for just a moment, that would be great.
Yeah, sure. I see Jack is from Belgium. Kavpedo is from Ghana. Angel is from Bulgaria. And I see Pensive is from Wales. Australia, you girl. And I'm hoping that I'm going to say this name right. And Maithil Ireland. And Siwen from Nigeria. And Shadows Pop, of course, from Canada. A whole lot of different countries. That is really amazing. And oh, USA is presented as well. And of course, I'm from the Netherlands, and I haven't seen many people from Europe here, only Pensive and Jack. Are there any more people from Europe? Oh, and the beautiful Rose is here as well. Good evening. Venezuela. All those amazing countries.
Yeah, that's really fascinating that there's that many different countries listening, isn't it?
Yes. Oh, Bulgaria is in Europe as well. Yes, of course. I'm not good in topography.
Yeah, no, it's cool to watch the chat. Let me send a message to our next guest who wants to join us. I personally haven't chatted with this user before, so but of course we'll welcome anybody onto the show at least once, as long as they behave themselves for the most part. So hold on just one moment here while I get them ready.
Should I make a sound like a waiting sound?
No, it's okay. Again, everybody, you're listening to the Main Event Interview Show here on MSP Waves, and if you want to be a guest on the show sometime, just send me a message. We'd be happy to get you on. Okay, he says he needs 1 minute, so we'll just wait 1 minute then.
Should we count down from 60 to 0?
No, it's fine. He said he's just getting some headphones, so that's good. You just have to have voice chat capabilities, of course, to be on the show. Preferably something reliable that's been tested. I'm getting DMs here that I need to answer later. Again, thank you to everybody who's out in the audience listening. It's great to have you here. It's, of course, the end of the year, 2017. Hope you all had a great year, a great holiday season. I've been getting bombarded with snow lately and cold temperatures, so I've been stuck inside lately. But 2017 was a great year, and we'll talk about that a little more at the end of the show, but I certainly hope all of you out there had a great year. Steemit has been a big part of it, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
So I think we are ready to have our next guest. So let me move them on the air. Hello, Angel. Can you hear us? I just put you in the chat room here, so you should be able to chat as long as your microphone is on.
Yeah. You hear me?
Yes, no? We can. Yes.
All right.
What should we call you? Angel? Is that what you prefer to be called?
Yeah, Angel is fine. That's my real name, so.
Okay, great.
Common name in Bulgaria, so it's no problem.
Oh, no problem. Yeah, no. I just wanted to make sure I was calling you by the right name. Welcome to the show. And so did you say you're from Bulgaria?
Yep. One small country in Europe, Bulgaria.
All right. Well, welcome to the show. It's great to have you here. How long have you been on Steemit?
Well, I've been it's my 8th day now.
It's only your 8th day on Steemit. Wow, that's awesome. So you're a brand new user then.
Yeah. Actually, I made registration July, I think, but then I don't know, for some reason and I came back just now, last week.
And do you remember what brought you here the first time, or even talk about what brought you back now to want to start posting?
Well, probably it's because I don't know. Back then, I came on advert blah blah, make money from your content straight away. So I just went. I knew about cryptos and stuff because I used to mine and all that, but that didn't come to a good end, unfortunately. So I stopped mining and all that, and just now I found that I have some cryptos left, and I came back to Steem and wanted to start posting my poetry here because for 7 years I'm posting on Twitter for free, just tweets and micro poetry, and I have quite a big audience now, and I wanted to start steaming it now because why not make something extra as well, and of course invest my time in because I really believe that Steem and Steem dollars will be like just like Bitcoin. Maybe not soon, but in 5 years' time, yeah, I'm optimistic about that. So
Right, and I mean, of course, everything you hear on this show is strictly just our opinions and
yeah, of
things like
course,
that.
it's just what I.
But I mean,
Yeah,
we all hope that. I mean, we can always hope, right? but
yeah, sure.
Steem and the Steem blockchain certainly seem like they have a lot of potential. I mean, it's so much more even than just the blogging website, but that is a big part of it. That
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure. I mean, I don't think many people understand really what are the opportunities there with Bitcoin and these cryptocurrencies and especially blockchain, you know. And I think many people are trying to, disguise the real opportunities that are there with some other strange, uh, values that they give to coins, because I think they could be blockchain could be used in better way. And I think there is one big project that they use blockchain. I had this idea like 5 years ago, is to use it for barter. And there is one, I think, big startup that is using now blockchain for barter. And this way you can make like the perfect bartering system, and no records can be deleted, and it's just awesome, And I think it's Australian company that they raised about 2.5 million, like just this year. I think January. Oh, I forgot what was the name of it. Anyway, if you can check it out if you're really interested in that.
Yeah, I mean,
So
I'm not familiar with it, but no, it's fascinating to see where the technology might go. I mean, a lot of people have mixed opinions about it when when you talk about it with them. Some of them think it's too controlling because there's too much transparency or something like that, and then others love it. Like you were saying, you seem to like that, and so it's a revolutionary technology. I mean, it's really crazy to see what's going to happen in the new year with blockchain, just in general, where
yeah.
it goes and how it gets implemented with different businesses and companies, and who knows. Um, it's I think
Well, yes, yes, for sure. I believe that in the next 10 years, I believe all cryptocurrencies will become mainstream. That's for sure. It's the third cycle, It's been like 5 years. The first 5 years there was a boom. Then there was second 5 years there was a huge boom, and I think the third 5 years will be the same. It's repeating itself, because I think the cryptos are going the right way, and people are understanding that they give freedom, something that we don't have right now, in this world, unfortunately.
yeah, I mean, obviously some are going to go up, some are going to go down, some might go to zero, some might go way up. Who knows?
Well,
Um,
yes, but it
you know
happens with all other currencies in the world,
exactly.
doesn't it? So it's not nothing, I always laugh when somebody says like, wow, somebody's gonna steal my wallet, or hacker's gonna hack me. I'm so afraid. Like, come on, somebody can come into your house and kill you and get everything out of you. And what? How can you protect from that? So, if you are very paranoid and thinking that it's not secure, you're not secure just in your house anyway. So I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
anything can happen.
crazy.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I
Yeah.
mean, it's no different than any other money as far as you could lose it. I mean, you could lose it any other way.
Yeah,
I
for
mean,
sure, for
so
sure.
I
Yeah, money
mean,
is something like, tomorrow the bank says, oh, okay, sorry, we bankrupted, and you don't have your money in the bank anymore. That's what happened in Bulgaria, like, I don't know, just like 1 year ago, like one of the biggest banks bankrupted, and, nobody got nothing out of it. And
yeah,
they stole, like, I don't know how many billions of dollars out of it.
yeah.
And,
Sorry to hear that.
it's it's crazy. So you can lose your money in the bank. You can use them. You can lose them with Bitcoin. You can lose them on the street as well. So
Yeah.
it's just a chance. That's it.
I see the arguments people have for it and against it. So I kind of feel neutral about it. I mean, I'm certainly looking into it. Steam is the only currency that I've own and things like that. And so,
Hmm.
you know, as of right now, well, I think I have a little bit of bit shares or something too, but not a very,
Oh,
very,
yeah,
very,
that's
very,
gonna
very,
rise
very small
probably. Yeah.
amount. But um, overall, Steam's basically the only one that I'm spending time on. I guess I'll say it that way.
Yeah,
And
but that's probably
yeah,
because it's the one of the I don't know if it's the first coin that uses proof of brain stuff. Yeah, because because the other coins you can mine them and all that, but proof of brain it's the I think. use it. The Steem blockchain only uses it.
Now, what are you planning on doing on Steemit? Are you a blogger? Like, what things are you planning to create on Steemit? You said you'd like to write poetry, right?
Oh yeah. First of all, I'm gonna write a lot of poetry. I'm very creative. I have a lot of ideas and a lot of things happen in my life because I have two kids, and I really like to write a lot. So I'll be writing poetry here. Then I will start probably showing my hometown in Bulgaria. Try to populate it a bit in Steemit because there are not so many Bulgarians here. I will try to show them that you can make money just posting nice pictures of monuments because let's say in my town, it's about 1,500 years BC, and we have Roman town underneath, we have some even ancient town beneath, and a lot of monuments, and I can make a lot of pictures, churches, I don't know, a lot of stuff. So, and furthermore, I'm a hug ambassador, and I promote the 21-second hug. And if anyone is interested was that, you will check my profile later, and I will be doing a post on that probably next week, or because it's very very late now. So and there will be a challenge, which actually I think some of you guys might promote, and it will be a 20-day hug challenge, which is just like go out and hug someone, you know, and
Yeah,
because
of course,
that's how long it
only
takes,
only wanted hugs, of course.
Yeah, of course, it's very easy to understand when you approach someone if it's all right, or not, I
Absolutely.
think human and we can read emotions anyway. So especially if you're a hugging specialist, you start to understand like everyone's face. What does it mean? How does he feel? It's very interesting. But more of that probably later. And it's very good that I listen to the show because I think I'm gonna make a DTube now account and start explaining all this in the videos, which will probably bring me more views because right now I'm striving for views. If you look at my profile, I have like, I don't know, maybe I have 100 followers more, but I have probably 5 views on each of my posts, which is like what like why do I have followers if nobody reads that? And I have no problem with that because I knew it. I'm quite new here, but compared to my 5 million impressions a week, in Twitter, I'm a bit, discouraged. But we'll go through that. I'm sure you guys will help me, and especially if I write nice stuff, it will go, soon into trending someday, probably.
The thing about Steemit that I've noticed is that people should network. Again, and that's just my opinion, but you joining the Minnow Support Project is a good thing because this is a community of over, I think now 6,000 members. And, so that's 6,000 possible people that you could chat with and interact with and hopefully find, some like-minded people, maybe other people that like writing poetry or are into the things that you're talking about and things like that. And you can hopefully, maybe make a few new friends and things like that on the platform. And it just kind of grows and it snowballs from there. That's how it worked for me anyway. Of course, results may vary and it's going to be different for everybody. But for me personally, once I joined Minnow Support Project, that's really when I, branched out a lot more onto the platform. So I think you're in a good
Yeah,
place.
for sure, for sure. I've been on Steemit for 6 days. I found the group on the 6th day, and since then I've been on 2 radio shows. I've met a lot of people. I even had I think interview with Agro, which was amazing. Because I really didn't expect to talk with that guy so soon. I was just dreaming of that probably in a couple of months or something like this. So, and it's been a really dream come true for me. And like I said in some of my posts, I'm still high in the clouds and I'm waiting to some crazy bastard to probably flag some of my posts and put me back down on the earth. So, but it's been fun. I really love Steemit and the Steemit community, and I think that's something for the generations to come, really. And you mentioned earlier that people were different here, and I already know why. It's because we have the same visions, like it's power network, peace, abundance, liberty. If you, you know, if you say these words, if you can say these words, you can join this community. And I'm sure, like, percent of the people, they cannot say these words, because they don't feel this way. So that's why that's why I think we're here together, and we share the same vision, and that's why it's such a friendly community. Because if you mean peace, there is no harm to anyone. So there is you're not afraid. If you're not afraid, then you can easily manifest love. So that's about it. It's a so loving community. I love you all guys. Even though I'm so new, but I'm this way. I love everything I do and everyone I meet. I don't like hate or any all those negative feelings. That's why I write about the love. I write about relationships and about not giving up, motivation, and all that. And I hope I help you people as well. As you help me with my poetry to feel better. So that's my aim, actually. To make people feel better with my poetry.
Well, that's really great. And, again, if anybody's interested in that, I just shared his Steemit blog in the chat room. We're chatting with Angel today from Bulgaria, and it's great to have you here from Bulgaria. I'm not sure if I've had any other guests here from Bulgaria, possibly, but I'll have to double check. But we're grateful to have you here with us tonight. And you've only been on the platform about 8 days, you said, right?
Yeah, today's my 8th day, I think. Yeah.
Well, that's really
I started
interesting.
21st, yeah.
Well, it's certainly great to have you here. Are there things that you're maybe curious about that you want to ask while you're here or anything? I certainly don't mind I'm not an expert by any means, but we have a lot of people listening and things like that. They might be able to help you too. Someone did mention in the chat the Writer's Block, which is another Discord community.
Yeah, I found that. I've already found
okay, great.
I've already found as well the curator community, which is probably as well good one. I'm not sure yet because I haven't had time to go there and talk much. I just joined it for, I think, 2 SBDs or 2 Steem probably it was. I don't remember. Yeah, that's how much they want, just to be a member. But they're starting, curating your posts straight away, which is cool. I think I've been a bit disappointed, since I learned that there is only 7 days on any post. Is that right?
The post will stay on the blockchain, forever. But yes, the payout window, is only 7 days. So within that 7 days, you got to get all the upvotes that it's going to get, and I think people can still vote it after the fact, but it won't.
But you don't get nothing.
Right. And that could change. Who knows down the road? That's one thing I would advocate for. It would be cool if, say you do a post and then 6 months go by and someone finally finds it again and they upvote it. I wish that would reopen a new payout window. You know what I'm saying?
That would be quite nice, especially for poetry and all this, stuff that really matters. Because this way you feel like, wait a minute, my poetry costs something for 7 days, and after that it's nothing. That's not fair.
It's kind of a gamble in that regard. This is not gambling, but you don't know what's going to happen with your post. You hope that it's going to do well, but it might not. And so I remember when I was brand new, I tried to do posts that maybe, I don't want to say that they weren't my best work, but you don't want to pour your heart and soul into some big long post with tons of stuff in it if you've only got 10 followers, right? You know what I mean? It's just, you probably, what I tell people is if you don't have a lot of followers yet and things like that, save your content and instead go out and curate, comment on people's posts, join these communities.
I've done quite a lot of that, and the statistics of it is like you make 12 to 20 comments and you get 1 in return. So yeah, probably that's not really
Well,
Or at least for me, it wasn't really
it's gonna
successful.
be different for everybody, and it kind of depends on who you're commenting on too. I think. I mean, if you're commenting on posts that get hundreds of comments, then yeah, your comments probably gonna get lost in
Yeah.
the
No,
sea
I
of
was commenting
comments.
all
But
this min nows, and I really like when I go to Steemit now, just to go and explain some of the basics to the new guys. Just write them down in the first post. For example, write at original works to get 2p. That gets them going really. And after that, I write them, if you really want help, come to MSP Waves and MSP community. We will help you, and I give them Discord links and all that. So that's how I actually gain followers as well. Some of them say like, I will follow you for life. So
right, and
that's it.
you never know what's gonna happen. I mean, again, results are always gonna vary for everybody, but getting out in the community in some aspect, whether it's as a curator or like what you were saying, helping new users and just kind of showing them the way, all those things go a long way to just building your rapport on Steemit, and it's also builds your rep, of course, when you're getting voted.
Mm-hmm.
But that kind of correlates. The more you do, hopefully the better return you'll get on that. I mean, of course, again, you might not see
Yeah,
it. You
of
might not
course.
see it
It's
for a while, but it will come hopefully eventually, and that's my opinion on it. And it's worked for me so far. I mean, I started with nothing on Steemit. I didn't have any followers or anything like that. I certainly didn't join with a whole bunch of people following me already or anything. So, it can be done. It's just you have to
be persistent,
right,
and
exactly,
find a way, and
exactly.
find your way. It's you're right, and I believe in that. If somebody puts something to his mind and he just doesn't stop, pursuing it, sooner or later he gets it. So it's a matter of, let's say, motivation.
Exactly. Well, if anybody out in the audience has any questions or anything like that, certainly let us know in the audience. And again, you're listening to the Main Event Interview Show here on MSP Waves Radio. My name is Main Event. I'm here with my co-host Poetic Snake. Say hi, Snecky.
Hi, Snacky.
And we are visiting with Angel today. And
Well, I forgot to thank you guys, to having me here tonight, because it's a big opportunity, as I said earlier, for me, just to represent myself and I'll try to make new friends. I haven't made this introductory post, and probably you know, I did the right thing, because now I have only 100 followers, and this post might go like to 10, 20 pages to just explain who am I and what I'm doing, because I did quite a lot, in my life, and it takes quite a lot of time to explain it all, really. And maybe that post will make me some money one day, if I do it. I hope to do it soon.
I'm guilty. I haven't even done my own introduce yourself post yet, and I've been on the platform like 7 months.
Here you go. You can make easily, $1,000 now.
I feel like it's
Because
too late though. I feel like if I do it now, I'll just get like flagged or something. They'll be like, "No,
nah,
you've been
it's
here
never too
too
late,
long."
like they said, you've got 200,000 posts a day, and it's a matter of who else sees you post. So that's why I try to post every day. And every time I post a poem, I might not get upvotes, but I get followers. I don't know how that happens. It's like somebody sees me, sees that I write poetry probably, and just clicks on the follow, and they don't click on the upvotes or anything. It's strange.
Well,
Just
to answer that, some newer users, you can only get so many votes per day. So
yeah.
if they don't have the vote slider yet, they may just have used up all their votes, or who knows, they might be saving them or something. But at least they're following your blog so that they'll hopefully catch you down the road.
Yeah, I hope so. I really am really aiming for 40,000 followers.
40,000. That's a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah.
That's a lot.
That's a huge number.
It's about 10% of the accounts in Steemit. But my other aim is to make Steemit, let's say, 1 million accounts until next year, at least. I'm doing that as well now. I'm trying to promote Steemit different ways. I'm promoting it in front of my 40,000 followers in Twitter. And I think I got about 200 people already, which is quite a lot, don't you think?
Well, there's a category on Steemit, a tag. It's called promo dash Steem. It's like a little dash some, so promo Steem
Mm-hmm.
basically.
Mm-hmm.
And people have created that to be a tag where people can blog about promoting Steemit. So I mean, if that's something you're doing out there, you can certainly talk about it and use that tag, and that's what it's intended for. We had Starkers on the show recently, and he talked about that whole initiative, the promo Steem initiative. So I mean, if you're saying you had a bunch of Twitter followers and things like that, if you get a lot of those people joining, certainly you could blog about that just as
Yeah, for
a
sure,
topic.
and I'm thinking of making a Bulgarian society, that either there is one, but Bulgarians are a bit, strange, and they don't like, they're trying to hide it because they think this Steemit, it's a very nice, way to make money, and they don't show it to anyone. It's very strange, the Bulgarian mentality. Uh,
Yeah, well, and
so
there's country-based groups on Steemit and Discord and things like I'm in the Steem USA group because I'm of
yeah.
course here in the USA. So there, you could maybe create a group, or I'm not sure if there's one already out there, for
Uh,
your country and things like that. And Sneck,
MSP there is no, so I will try
no,
to probably soon to create an MSP one and then get my guys here, but they're just not really good in English, that's the big problem. That's the
yeah,
big
we could
problem.
probably get a room created for you guys, or worst case, if you started your own Discord server or something, yeah, you
Yeah,
could
yeah.
certainly get that
One
community going.
Bulgarian did that, and I'm into that server. They invited me today, and they have like I don't know, they have like 50 people, or no, not even 50. Now they're like one, and all the others are away, and just five, six. It's 16 people in this group, so not so many Bulgarians, but none of them write in Bulgarian. They all do good content, and most of them are with popularity, about 70. So I think it's a group of Bulgarians that they're just progressing by themselves. They don't care about anything else, which is normal for Bulgarians.
Well, I mean, hopefully more people from your area will join the platform, and from all over the world. Really, we want people to join from everywhere. So no, one of our moderators in the chat, Rondon, said, if you get about 10 people that have all joined MSP and they're all Bulgarian or whatnot, and you guys want to start a channel, we could certainly probably make that happen for you. So
Sure, sure. We'll do that soon. It's just like, since I've joined Steemit, I haven't done anything else. And my wife actually, it's a bit mad at me because I forgot about my family as well a bit. There, I will do a lot more things, I'm sure, for Steemit. And I was thinking actually as well of making a node because I have a server and quite great connection here, internet and all that. But I have a problem with administering it and installing Unix and all that, but I'll sort it out soon as well. So like I said, too many things on my head and trying to write as well, because everything I write it on the go in Steam. I just press post and start writing for you guys. It's nothing copy paste or something like this or something pre-made.
right.
It's just what comes out. And I'll try to make something about the show as well. For sure, I will make something about the show. Yeah, it comes out naturally, so I hope you like it after that.
Yeah, we appreciate you being here, and yeah, this show I always post the audio on a blog on my Steemit blog right afterwards. So yeah, I mean if you want to write a post and tag the video in it, that's fine with me. Um, it's great
Well,
to
yeah,
have
for
you on
sure.
the show.
I will tag it from Twitter as well. I've promised that as well because I have to show the two interviews to my Twitter followers because some of them really want to see what we are talking about and what is this Steemit about, and all that. Some people are eager, and especially from the poor countries, they're really interested, and I think Steemit can help them big deal, because like in Bangladesh or Myanmar and all these countries, $10 it's like a monthly pay, and even in Bulgaria, the minimum wage here is about $250, and yeah, you have it for yourself, the calculations. And you can easily live here with about $500 like a king in Bulgaria. So, Steemit is very useful, especially for all these regions, and that's why I think all these guys join as well from Nigeria, Pakistan, and all that. So because it means the world to them.
Yeah, I mean, it could revolutionize the world. I mean, who knows? I mean, we'll just have to see what happens. But yeah, it's great that people that may be less fortunate are able to maybe get some help, because they're posting on Steemit and things, and we certainly
Oh
don't.
yeah, for sure. I saw this that there are a lot of informations about Myanmar and how there was a huge crisis there with refugees going to Bangladesh. And if you look around CNN and all this mainstream media, they really don't show so much about that. They showed it like 2 months ago, but the thing is still ongoing. They are about like I think more than 100,000 deaths already, that are made there in Myanmar, and there are more than 3 million people, who went to Bangladesh, in very bad conditions, and the world is not talking about that. And I
Yeah.
saw that in Steemit there is a lot of people talking about it, there were some charities, there were people sending them Steam to get food for the kids, because the bad thing is that out of those 3 million, about 1.5 million, even 2 million of the people are kids, and I don't know, that's a shame that we live in such world.
I know it is awful, and hopefully, maybe someday things like Steemit could help out some people. I know I've seen other people on the blockchain trying to do what they can to help those that are less fortunate, and that's a great thing that people are trying at least. I mean, and that's all we can really do, right? And
Yeah, and then one other thing, I was thinking, especially for promoting Steam, every time when somebody, make a giveaway or give something or do a good thing for somebody else through Steam, he has to, record that and send it to media. Just send it to media, and you will see what will happen. The problem is that none of us guys really know how to, show what we really do, and nobody sees that except of those 500 accounts, which is sad because there are billions of people in the world right now.
right, and I mean, yes and no. I mean, of course, some people would argue, don't promote yourself doing good deeds. I mean, because that's kind of exploiting it,
No,
or
no,
things like
not
that.
not yourself. Promote
Right,
Steemit doing
right,
deeds.
right,
I'm not
right,
saying just say I did that or this. No, just say
right.
Steam did that. The community, because
Exactly.
no matter who did the post or anything, it's like the whole community who voted, who donated, and all that. So
Exactly.
yeah, don't get me wrong.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I was just clarifying for anybody out there who might be listening. But,
Of course.
you know,
It's not about who am I. It's about who
right.
we are. That's why I like Steam.
Exactly. And that's a good mindset to have, in general. So, it's not all about not all about you, basically. What can you do to help others? And hopefully those good deeds will come back to you. That's
Oh,
all
of
we
Absolutely.
can hope
course, of
for.
course. It's not hopefully they will come back. It's just a law of universal law of attraction.
Absolutely.
Nothing. Very simple. Very.
Well,
All right.
Angel, we really
I'm
appreciate
really
you.
I'm really honored to have you to be in that show, and I'm sorry to took so much time of you. It's like 40 minutes we've been talking. Wow.
Oh, no problem. I was just going to say, are there any just parting words you want to give out there to the audience that's listening? Just any, goodbye words you want to give?
Well, just want to give shout out to anyone. Anka Powell, I've seen her around. I'm looking forward to meet her as well, probably someday. Let's give a shout out to Ann Mato, True Girl. I've listened to her, in her podcasts and on the radio. She was great. And Crimson Clad, she helped me yesterday as well. She's a witness. I've seen. I want to be a witness one day as well. So maybe you'll help me. Shout out to Sven. Or probably, I hope I said it right. And then we go 25. Thank you for listening to us, and Kof Pato and Jack Johannes Hemp as well. And all you guys, Pennysief, Muse, and Fivaldrian, Rondon, Saipan, Demashi, Shadows Pup, Stace. Wow, there are a lot of people listening right now. And the Admiral. And the Admiral is the last. So thank you all for listening to me. I hope you go to my profile, follow me. I will surely follow you all. It's very easy. It's Angel. That's the easy part. Then goes Veselinov. I'll just write it down. Without the joyful, that's my tag.
All right, and I did share your link in the audience
Uh,
chat room. That's great.
yeah, a lot of
Perfect.
things and stuff. Yeah. So thank you so much, and you've been so good to me. And I hope to be back on the show, and I hope to have a show of my own on here. I still haven't, found my co-host. I hope I found it soon, found him or her soon, and we make this show because it's so nice to talk to new people, and I'm really admiring you guys and want to be like you.
Well, it's great to have you on the show, and we certainly welcome you to the Steemit community. So we'll look forward to seeing your original content on the platform, and yeah, we'll see you around in the Middle Support project. Thank you so much, Angel, for joining us tonight.
Thanks a lot. Good night.
Yes, thank you for being with us, and good luck.
Thanks.
Take care. Thanks.
Love, peace for everyone.
All right, everybody. So that was our interview with Angel. So it's great to have him join us on the show tonight. And he joined us from Bulgaria. So what'd you think of that, Snek?
That is amazing. And it's also wonderful to hear from people who just joined.
Absolutely. I mean, he said he's only been on here 8 days now. So I remember when we talked to Saipan when he first joined, it was a similar situation. He had just joined and he had just gotten on MSP and all these things. And it's great to see when people find their way into Minnow support early. Because I think that goes leaps and bounds to helping them be more successful on the platform, in my opinion.
In my opinion as well, yes.
So it's great to see Angel joining MSP, and hopefully he'll network in there and make some friends. And it's great to see everybody out in the audience welcoming him to Steemit as well. That's what's wonderful about this community, is everybody is friendly for the most part, it seems, and things like that. Of course, you're always going to have trolls. You're always going to have people that are just rude, I guess. But for the most part, I've mostly interacted with all people that are quite kind and friendly and giving. And it's been wonderful this year.
Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't agree more with you.
So shout out to everybody that's listening out in the audience. Angel just went through the list. We got quite a few people listening out there, so thank you to all of you who are listening tonight. I'm not sure our actual listener count right now, because we do have multiple sources where people can listen to the show, so I'm not sure what our total listener count is, but we've got quite a few, and that's great to see. The show does...
Absolutely.
Yeah. The show airs every Wednesday night, 5 to 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or 10 to midnight UTC time, of course, on MSP Waves Radio, which is part of the Minnow Support Project. You can find more about it at mspwaves.com. And, of course, I'll read that at the end. So, Snack, we've got about 18 minutes left here. Why don't we talk a little bit, just kind of our year on Steemit?
Yeah, sounds like a good plan to me.
Do you want to talk about some things? Just anything you want to mention from the year, and just because you were actually here the whole year. You were here from the beginning of the year to the end of the year. I joined in May, so
yes, I have been here for a while now. I feel old.
You're a Steemit veteran.
Yes. But honestly, even though I was here like almost a year when I found PAL or MSP, and that is when, even for me, things changed. Finding this group of people really has turned things around for me as well.
Do you want to talk about any projects you took on this year, or any experiences that you had that you just want to mention or anything like that?
Well, I started the Dolphin Cocoon, of course, just a few weeks ago, and I hope that in 2018 that will be in a lift up. And yeah, that's the biggest project I started in 2017, and it's still ongoing and taking slowly, but going well.
And that, of course, is a group on Discord, and it's for people who have, kind of been on Steemit for a while. And it's just a great place for them to kind of chat and network with each other. And, of course, we always mention when we talk about the Dolphin Cocoon that we, of course, support the minnows too. That's
Absolutely.
that's of course, that's a given. But, some people who have been on the platform for a while, they may be looking to start a project or work with a few different people on something. And so it's a great place for them to kind of chat together and do that. So, Snek, if you want to share a link to it in the audience chat, you can.
I will have to look it up.
But no, and then of course we've done the radio show this year. You joined me about halfway through the season of the radio show, and that's been a lot of fun having you on the show. First you were a guest, and then we brought you back because everybody thought you sounded great here. So it's been great to have you here on the show with me this year. I want to say thank you to you for everything you've done. I really appreciate it. And
thank you for giving me the chance to grow like this. It really means a lot.
And we've got lots more guests coming up soon in 2018, so make sure you tune into the show every week. And of course, if you can't listen live, you can listen to the recording, which is posted on my blog. It's just at Main Event on Steemit. It's just spelled with a number 1 in there. Unrelated to any other shows by a similar name. But this is on MSP Waves Radio, and we appreciate you all tuning in. My year was crazy. I joined Steemit in May. I had no idea what I was doing. At first, I was blogging about my love for collecting retro video games and things like that. I started posting some photography because I had done a little bit of photography, but I had shared it on like Facebook or something and whatever, got some likes. But I started posting it on Steemit, and that really took off for me. People seemed to enjoy it, and so it actually inspired me to eventually go right out and buy a nice camera and things like that. And it actually, blossomed my hobby of photography. So I'm really grateful for that this year. Of course, made a lot of friends on Steemit this year through Minnow support and just all the groups I've joined this year. I mean, I became an OCD curator, which was amazing. Thank you to Acid Yo and all the other OCD curators. Of course, we had a Nomad Soul on the show earlier. He's an OCD curator. Everybody that was involved in that project throughout the year, it's been amazing to be there with you. I'm just going to go down my list of Discord servers here. We got the Vloggers Guild. Shout out to Sir Lunch the host for everything he's done this year for me and just getting to know him a little better and, starting vlogging and things like that. Thank you. I got the Alliance group here. Those guys do a lot to try to help out other Steemians and curate and things like that. So shout out to them. Steem USA. What more can I say? That was a great project. I got some delegation from them at one point. It was a lot of fun finding that group this year. The Votu group, shout out to them. They're doing a lot of things there as well. I'm in a promo Steem server here. So many different things. The Writers Block, what they do to help writers on the platform, I think is great. And of course, within that is the Muxibot curator group. So shout out to Gmux and all the curators in Muxibot. You guys are awesome. Whale Shares, everybody that was in the Whale Share server this year that I've chatted with lots and went to their curation sessions and things. That was a lot of fun, so shout out to those folks over in that Discord. You mentioned the Dolphin Cocoon. The Steemit Ramble, shout out to Shadow's Pub, and she's out in the audience right now. Of course, I was in the Steemit Ramble as often as I could be and doing the Pimp Your Post Thursdays, which I think is a great thing. So if you're interested in that, you can check out the Steemit Ramble Discord and check out the Pimp Your Post Thursday sessions. The Spotlight group, they did a lot this year to feature different Steemians. Steam Speak. I mean, I try to go in there and chat once in a while when I can keep up. But that was a fun group to be a part of. And that's pretty much it. So no, it looks like I certainly branched out a lot this year. I joined a lot of groups and chatted with a lot of different people. This radio show, of course, was a blessing. So shout out to everybody who was involved in that. Rondon, Agrode, Global Cop, everybody that was involved in the radio station creation. Shout out to all of you. You know who you are. I do appreciate everything that you all do. So thank you. And again, shout out to all the mods in MSP. I was grateful enough to become, or I was lucky enough to become a moderator this year in Minnow support. So shout out to everybody. You all work very, very hard. You do a lot for the group, and you're all appreciated. So thank you so much to all the mods and the witnesses as well. You all do what you do for the blockchain, and everybody plays a role in it, I feel like. So you all are appreciated. I know that was a long ramble, but yeah. Anything you want to add, Sneck?
Yeah, I wanted to also call the Lions Legion. It's a Dutch Discord group where the Dutch people connect with each other. So if you're Dutch and you're looking for a place to be as well, where you can talk in your own language, check out the Lions Legion.
Absolutely. And if you're listening to this show for the first time and you're new on Steemit, or even if you've been here for a while, but the Discord communities, I think, are the hidden gem of Steemit. I mean, I've had so many more interactions on Discord than anywhere else because of Steemit, So if you haven't checked it out yet, you may want to, because there's so many different communities. There's something for everybody. And they certainly really, really add to your experience when using Steemit and the Steem blockchain by being a part of these communities. Because you can chat with people, you can learn, you can just socialize and interact with them. And it's amazing. I mean, Sneck, you're from the Netherlands. I'm from the United States. We become friends. We're co-hosts on this radio show. We're all the way across the Atlantic Ocean from each other, but we're doing a radio show, and it's because of Steemit, the Steem blockchain, Minnow support, MSP Waves, and everything, behind all of that. So we really appreciate the opportunity. It's wonderful, and we're glad that you all seem to enjoy this show. It's been a lot of fun to do this year.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, shout out to everybody in the audience tonight. There's a whole bunch of you out there listening. We really appreciate all of you who have listened to any of the episodes this year. It's been a lot of fun doing this show, and I'm certainly going to continue it in 2018. So if you're interested in being a guest on the show, just send Poetic Snake or myself a message on Discord. You can message us on steemit.chat, or leave a comment, on the show posts if you want, and we can get a hold of you that way. But Discord or steemit.chat would probably be the best way. And we certainly would be glad to have you on the show, right, Sneck?
Yeah, I always enjoy meeting new people here on the show and learn about them and what they do on Steemit. And it's really not that scary, so come and join us.
No, we do get a few people that get a little bashful and shy about being on the microphone, but it's not so bad. The previous guests will tell you.
I am super shy, and I'm still here, so come on.
They can handle it.
Yes.
All right. Well, let me get the official time here so we don't go overtime. So don't forget, everybody, coming up after this show will be Saipan's show. And I believe he's in the audience, so if he wants to mention his show, go right ahead, Saipan. But it's electronic dance music and the culture behind it. He talks about the actual culture of all of that, so which is kind of neat. So if you're into that, you can certainly check out his show, and that's going to be coming on right after this one. We got about 7 minutes left here, so I was trying to get the official time because we actually use the official UTC time. All right, we have approximately 6 minutes left of the show.
6 minutes.
So again, everybody, thank you to all of you out there who have supported my blog throughout the year. Of course, I know Poetic Snake feels the same way. Thank you to all of you who have supported us and supported this show. We really appreciate it. We love doing it for you. So, again, just thank you. And Happy New Year. Happy holidays to you. And we all definitely hope you have a wonderful 2018. It's hard to believe. 2018. Wow.
I just got used to 2017.
Right? But it does seem like it was a long year, though. I mean, I definitely don't feel like 2017 went by fast. I don't have that feeling at all. It seems like this year was like an eternity.
Well, it kind of flew by for me, though.
Really?
Yeah, I have the feeling like I just closed my eyes and poof, the year was gone.
Yeah, I don't know. It definitely it went by pretty slow for me, especially with Steemit. I mean, man, I don't know how many hours I've put into Steemit this year, but it seems like a lot.
I think 24 hours a day. Yeah.
And just shout out to Menno if you're listening. I just put a message in the show handover, so you'll know when we're gonna end here. But yeah, again, Saipan's show's coming up next, so if you're interested, you can check that out if you want. Of course, MSP Waves Radio and its owners take no responsibility for the opinions or statements made by myself or my guests on the show. Statements and show topics are not necessarily the beliefs of the radio station, and the material you hear on this show is provided for educational and informational purposes only. This is all strictly just our opinion. This is for entertainment purposes only. We are not financial experts. Always do your own research.
Own research. Sorry, I had to.
So that's our little disclaimer. This is all just us having a good time here. We just want to have people from the Steemit community on here to kind of tell their story, tell what they blog about, what brought them here, where they're from in the world, and where they see the platform going, and things like that. And, it's our hope that you all enjoy that out in the audience, and we're grateful to chat with you and to hear your stories.
Yes, absolutely.
So, let's see here. We're counting down the time.
4 minutes to go.
Yep, we got about 3 minutes now, a little over 3 minutes. So, are there any people? We'll end it like this. Who out there in the audience? You can put this in the audience. Who should we have on the show? We'll end it with that.
Yes, share names.
In 2018, who should we have on the show as a guest? Who would you like to see on the show? We had a lot of big names on the show this year. We had Starkers on the show. We had Rulin P, who is the promoter of Steam Fest. Last week we had a big show. We had Papa Pepper and Jerry Banfield on the show. We've had lots of people from the Minnow Support Project on the show throughout the year. Different witnesses, things like that. So who should we have on the show? Well, this show's pretty much open to anybody, and we're working hard to get some of the bigger names of Steemit onto the show. And so, who would you like us to interview? I'm kind of curious. I won't mention all the names, but we'll just let those scroll by. And but yeah, no, that's great to see all these different names. I'd be open to any of the names. So
yeah,
because I have no issue with anybody. So if somebody wants to come on the show, they certainly can. We'll talk about it, and we can agree to disagree, I guess. But yeah, no, it's great to have you all here. We really appreciate it. Again, this is the last show of 2017 for us here on the Main Event Interviews show. And again, my name is Main Event on Steemit. It's just spelled with the number 1. I'll post the profile here in just a moment. And I'm here with my co-host, Poetic Snake.
Hello.
Snake, we got a little bit over a minute here. Do you want to say your goodbyes?
Yes, thank you guys for supporting us, and I wish you all the most amazing 2018. Keep on steaming.
Absolutely, and I will echo that. I hope you all have a wonderful year in 2018, and hopefully we'll all be here this time next year, hoping and talking about how great our Steemit life is. We'll see.
Yes.
Time will tell, but we can always hope. But again, my name's Main Event. She's Poetic Snake. Thank you so much for tuning into the show tonight. Again, this show airs every Wednesday night, 10 p.m. to midnight UTC time, or 5 to 7 Eastern Standard Time, on mspwaves.com. You can find a full listing of all the radio shows, which are all hosted by members of the Steemit community. You can find those all on mspwaves.com. Again, everything you hear on this show is strictly just our opinion and for entertainment purposes only. Thank you so much, everybody, for an amazing year, and we look forward to chatting with you in 2018. Take care, everybody. This is Main Event and Poetic Snake signing off.